really going to be crucial.
The Sports Blitz.
They're playing championship football.
The new Sports Blitz.
You can say what you want.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
It is. It's Wednesday, and it's 4 o'clock. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your home for all sports right now. We're live and local and even worldwide in the CBC Construction Studio. You want to be a part of the show? You can be. All you got to do is text or call in. 850-215-6290 on the Red 7Ts phone line. Don't forget, Army-Navy this weekend on Saturday at 2 o'clock right here, as always, on a Wednesday, hump day. Jeffrey, how you doing, Jeffrey?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good to see you. Nice shirt, SEC. I like it, at its best.
You didn't even see the back, huh?
No, let's see the back real quick.
There you go.
Go ahead, give it to me. Oh, yeah, this is SEC football. That's right. That's right. That's awesome, Jeffrey.
Yeah, I got all the little mascots doing a little thing.
Yeah, really good. Bone Crusher in the building, helping us out today, doing the ones and the twos. How you doing, Bone Crusher?
My Atlanta Falcons playing spoiler Thursday night versus Tampa, coverage right here on 104.3.
Yeah, 6:30, kickoffs at 7:15. So we'll see if Kirk Cousins can get the ball moving, not rolling.
He's okay with his team winning after they've been eliminated from the playoffs. I mean, that's.
You know what? Some people are fair weather friends,
Yeah.
and as far as fair weather fans go, win or lose, I'm an Atlanta Falcon, and when the seasons are tough and we lose, it is tough. But when we win, it's that much better. So I think it's so important to stay a fan of your team.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. I don't know what that feels like very often being an Alabama fan, but
it's typical.
But either way,
low toxic.
I'll definitely take it. But
I mean, sometimes you have like an overloaded draft, like the year that the Saints got Reggie Bush.
Yeah,
and we were the third pick. Mm-hmm. And when Reggie Bush fell to us, we were like, "There's no way that just happened." Because who was it? Mario Williams.
Yep, went first to the Texans.
Yeah, he went first to the Texans, and I was kind of like, "Wait, somebody needs to get the head checked by that team." Because Reggie Bush was insane in high school and college.
He was, but Mario Williams did have a great career.
He did have a great career, but I just thought that Reggie Bush is one of those once-in-a-decade running backs, you know?
Yeah.
And, of course, Adrian Peterson, I think, came right after that, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And they were like, okay, that was the guy. That was the guy for the decade right there.
Yeah, for sure. Now, we've got breaking news. Right before we came on, we've got to share this. This is a shocker coming out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Sharon Moore, the head football coach of the Michigan Wolverines, has been fired immediately, effective now. I'm going to read this to you just so you can know. Right before we came on, this come out. The University of Michigan's head football coach, Sharon Moore, has been terminated with cause, effective immediately. Following a university investigation, credible evidence was found that Coach Moore engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. This conduct constitutes a clear violation of the university's policy, and the UM maintains zero tolerance for such behavior. Biff Poggi has been appointed the head football coach in the interim capacity, effective immediately. The statement from the University of Michigan athletic director, Ward Emanuel. So there you go. Sharon Moore is gone, and we are shocked. I can't believe it. I mean, when you look at it, you would hope that these guys, there's been so many times that this has happened. There's been a lot of this going on. There's been times where it's happened, and it's just shocking. No doubt the Moore family is in turmoil over this. This is terrible. And you're smiling. I don't really know why.
two reasons. I got a story before Michigan Eddie gets on and just rants and raves. When I've told you this before, not many people on the radio probably know this, but I used to be a Waffle House manager, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And when I joined, and I was a trainee, there was a division manager who said to me, son, don't dip in the waffle batter. And what he meant was...
Oh, we know what she meant.
Don't sleep with subordinates, you know?
Yeah.
And he explained, it to me and all that. And he got relocated, that guy, because guess what he was doing? He was dipping in the waffle batter.
Oh, man.
And they moved them somewhere else.
After all the videos we see on YouTube of the Waffle House, that's the least of their problems.
Oh, wow. I'm going to shock you guys. Last night, I ate at Waffle House. There you go. There you go. That's
Scattered,
right.
Smothered? No, you don't do smothered.
I do the bowl, the chicken bowl with an egg on top over easy
There you go.
with no onions. I don't like onions.
Yeah, I don't like onions either.
So either way,
So Michigan Eddie's on the line.
we do have a line caller. Eddie, you're on the phone. How are you doing today, my friend? We got to talk about it.
Go Blue Truck Series Brown says, well, anyway, yeah, you're right. He couldn't control his dipstick. Mel Tucker 2.0 from the great state of Michigan. Way to bring it strong. We actually saw Sharon Moore in Houston when he was the coordinator during the Natty. Seemed like a nice guy with his family and all that. It's shocking news. He was just yesterday. He's going to hire a quarterback, Coach Hal Price. Now he's getting fired. And then to top that off, there's breaking news out of L.A. saying Skubal a deal's imminent to get traded to the Dodgers.
Yep, I've heard that too.
And I'll tell you, our general managers up in Detroit stink. They blow goats, man. Brad, do nothing at trade deadline Holmes. No offensive line help for the line, all that. Then you got Harris and Illich. Illich is a cheapskate. We need Mr. Mike Illich, his father, who found a little Caesars to get resurrected and start spending money to get our Tigers back to where we belong, because he spent the money during the glory years, and Chris Illich is a cheapskate, and he's also a Michigan alum. So for me to say that, I'm pretty upset. I mean, finally the Pistons are doing good. Stevie Y's doing good. He's been a champion at all levels, built up the Tampa Bay Lightning, even though he wasn't there when they won their cups, but he built that organization up after spending a couple years at the front office as he retired. It's just a sad day for Michigan sports, man. I mean, Detroit sports, Michigan sports. If you're a Sparty, you got a great coach in Fitzgerald, but if you're a Wolverine, a Tiger fan, I mean, it's chaos. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
It's a Hollywood movie, bro. You can't make this crap up. Kind of like COVID, saying you can't make it up.
That's true. The thing is that with all of the coaches being hired and all of that, now it's going to be like, oh, man, you're talking – I believe they're going to have to get an NFL guy. I mean, something like that. That would be my guess. I mean, Brian Daboll would be the first person I'd be on the phone line with, somebody like that, and see what happens.
No. It's not going to be Kelly. If they bring that dipstick back to Michigan, you got to start at Grand Valley and Central. I'm done with Michigan. I ain't paying them any alumni, whatever, anymore. I am done cutting ties, just like I'm about ready to do targets. Who would be a great coach for Michigan would be my buddy Marcus Ray, who was the leader of that 97 defense along with Charles Woodson. Bring back old school Michigan players. Woodson, Seawood, Marcus Ray, or John Jansen, who actually does the radio analysis for Michigan right now. He has a radio show on 9-1 Ticket back home. But he was the offensive line about my age. I remember delivering papers when he was a stud out of Clawson High School and all that. I think they need to bring back some old blood, someone who knows Michigan football, knows their tradition, and knows the values. We don't need no NFL dabble guy. Doesn't know nothing crap about Ann Arbor. We need someone that knows Michigan and Michigan sports. I don't want some out-of-towner that doesn't know crap and it's going to talk Cajun and all that like Kelly did.
Well, I understand that.
I want someone that knows the Midwest and all that. That's who we need. Not some fake dude that don't know the Big Ten and all that. Because that's what happened to Sparty with John L. Smith. He's a West Coast guy, didn't know nothing, and lasted only 2 years at Spartyville.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's just going to be curious to see because, like you said, And like we've talked about, the pool is shallow when it comes to coaches right now, just because of all the coaches around. And but yeah, I appreciate you calling in, and hopefully, we'll find out more details as far as what the Wolverines are going to do. They got to get ready for Texas. So that's going to be an interesting story going forward.
I'll tell you one last thing before I let you go. I'm at the post just passed by the Waffle House, by the way, here on the beach. Anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. But I'll tell you one thing. When Pogge was interim head coach, when Sharon Moore was suspended, even though they were playing our Sisters of the Blind, Central Michigan or whatever, Bryce Underwood actually looked like the quarterback he could be. And then when Sharon Moore came back, the handcuffs got put back on him. So you never know. Figure out. You guys take these, have a blessed day. Go with Truck Scissors. We're going to throw these back to and go Tigers. Don't screw up Scooble, man. Or I'm done with you, too. I'm out.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much, Eddie. We appreciate the call.
Can I not hear a Michigan person whine right now?
I mean, yeah, but you got to think it's. What did you think about Sharon Moore anyway? Like, let's dive into this real quick.
I didn't think it was ever going to be in a national championship game.
You just thought
lose it or win it.
Yeah.
Either way. No, I didn't think it was.
So let me ask you this: I hate to go backwards and look at, but the way Harbaugh left, they kind of had to put him there to kind of steady the ship, steady the boat. Yes. So he was never the guy you're saying anyway.
Yeah.
So really, but right now is probably not the best time to be looking for a coach, because I think the pool is very shallow.
Oh, really?
And I do think that, I didn't even think about that, but what he said is very that sounds like a great opportunity for Brian Kelly or Brian Dabble, the Bryans, to be go into Michigan is a top 25 program, top 15 program. They're huge. And they're going to need somebody to come in and basically, that's 2 scandals now with their last 2 coaches. So that's a big deal. Whether you're on the side of Michigan or you're on the other side of Michigan about the Scallions, all of that stuff. And then now you've got the inappropriate relationship with a staffer for this coach. It almost, as far as if it was my team, and again, they're not. It doesn't bother me one way or the other what's going on in Michigan. But if they were my team, I would want to clear the slate and start over and get all of that out. And when I say all of that out, you've got 2 scandals with your last 2 head coaches. Whether it's just a guy making a mistake or whatever, that's for the people to talk about more than me. But the fact is that it's in the building, and I think cleaning slate, getting a new guy. But man, you don't think for a moment that Brian Kelly's not licking his chops. Not only Brian Kelly, Chip Kelly licking his chops, and Brian Dabble, another guy. So you got 3 of those guys who's been successful at college and pro. Well, not Brian Kelly hasn't been a pro, but college, because Brian Dabble was successful with Tua at Alabama. Chip Kelly obviously did good at Oregon, and then Brian Kelly obviously did good at Notre Dame and Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Notice I didn't say LSU. Sorry.
Dan Mullins?
Oh, really?
You forgot about him.
Yeah. Wow.
And I hate to go back to Willie Fritz because I keep on doing it, but apparently nobody thinks that Willie Fritz is leaving Houston, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
And 5 LSU players opted out of the bowl game today. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I saw that.
5 of them.
Yeah.
And the only one that's really not a starter is Nussmeier, the quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, but getting to the coaching thing, okay, outside of that, who else are you going to name?
Here's Michigan Eddie complaining. The Lions are the first team out of the playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs anyway. The Pistons are 19-5, the best team in the Eastern Conference. The Tigers are a division winner, right?
Yeah.
The whole city of Detroit is winning. The Wolverines, I think, went 8-4.
Yeah.
They're playing,
and going to a bowl game against Texas.
Against somebody significant, Texas. LSU's 7-5 and playing Houston in their hometown. Saints are, 4-10? Mm-hmm. We're horrible, or whatever we are. We 4-9. I guess 4-9. You know who's the worst team in the NBA?
No.
The New Orleans Pelicans. The Saints have won more games than the Pelicans. The Pelicans are like 3-20 something.
I'm going to have to reel you back in because you and Michigan Eddie are having this.
New
Orleans versus.
He's whining. His world's not falling apart. Don't jump off that bridge. If anybody's got a complaint, it's those Louisiana people who are just got a bunch of losers. They got to pull for Tulane over there.
Yeah.
That's New Lows right there.
That's true.
Okay.
And then you do have Lane Kiffin coming. I mean, don't forget about
That's
that.
our savior.
Your savior, your guy, your king.
Christmas present.
Yeah, I mean, but with all of these people that have been hired, you're going to have to figure it out because obviously this wasn't expected. Now you got to get ready for a bowl game.
Yeah.
Now you got to play this bowl game. You got all of these
out of the bowl game.
There you go. Who knows? And
somebody might sue for you committed to this bowl game, and they might sue you for bowing out of it. You know?
Yeah. I'm very. It's going to be very interesting. It seems as though this college football season, though, is probably the craziest with coaches that we've ever seen in history. At first, I used to say. It's a little crazy. Maybe we've never seen this before in a long time. That was my wording. Yeah. Now my wording is, now you've got Michigan. So let's look at it real quick. LSU, Florida, now Michigan.
Yeah.
Ole Miss.
Penn State.
Virginia Tech.
UCLA.
All of these.
Oregon State. Oklahoma State. Can we keep on going?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Because Arkansas, Tulane,
University of Kentucky, University of West Virginia.
Now we got, and the coach is leaving like South Florida, Memphis, Southern Miss,
South Florida, Memphis. God. This is the craziest coaching year in the history of college football ever, and probably with all sports in college. There's never been this amount of coaches leaving and taking other jobs, and it is crazy to add the names of all of that with now Michigan, because Michigan is a big brand. It's just like what Florida is
a top
to the
six, man.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like Florida. It's got the Jordan brand. It's a big brand. All of the alumni. They're 2 years removed from a national championship. Beating Ohio State outside of this year, beat Ohio State how many years in a row?
Five?
5 years in a row?
I think it was. Is that right?
4 or 5 years in a row.
5.
So you're talking about now.
No, it's 4 in a row because they didn't do this year.
Yeah, this year was 5. So losing your coach because of this is the craziest. And if you had the opportunity to hire a coach at the University of Michigan, and you've got John Gruden available. You got Brian Daboll available. You got Brian Kelly available. And you've got Chip Kelly available. Those 4 coaches. Out of those 4, who would you go with if you had to select the coach for Michigan?
Well, the problem is I don't think Gruden's ever going to go there. So I'm going to say Daboll. Brian Daboll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So could this possibly be one of those jobs that a coach is going to leave another school and go be the coach at Michigan? Because Michigan is a top job. Like you said, is Dan Mullen leaving UNLV? Yeah. Are these guys going?
So, I mean, look, Texas, Ohio State, and Alabama are the top 3, hands down.
Okay.
Michigan's somewhere in the 4, 5, 6 range.
Yeah. I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
Penn State's not there.
No. Penn State's not there.
Oh, are you kidding?
No, they're like 10.
I think they're outside
maybe 11.
Yeah, they're outside the top 10.
So many people hype up my team, and I try and be unbiased. I've always been saying that LSU was the 11th biggest job.
They're top 10.
It might be 9 or 10. Who knows?
Yeah, it's top 10 for sure. It's crazy, though, but I'm just, I know my name.
You're floored.
Yeah, I mean, another coach in what's great. Coach Saban better not come out of retirement and go coach Michigan. I tell you that.
Ain't happening.
It is not happening.
It's not.
No, it's not. I know it's not. I'm just saying.
Never.
I'm just mentioning
Good
that.
idea.
No, it's not. What did he say? He said that's a good idea. It's not. He's just trying to get under my skin. It's
Best
not
idea
working.
I've heard all day.
It's not working. It's not working. We're going to go to a break right now. But when we come back, we are going to have Aaron Bearden with Instant Replay Sports. You don't want to miss it. We got some questions. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
The folks out there who are Chiefs fatigued, and there's a lot of you out there, I know. For those of you out there who have been waiting for the Chiefs to finally stumble and not get up, well, guess what? The first alert, Kansas City Chiefs have arrived. They have fallen, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get up.
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Wednesday. Mostly clear the rest of the day with a wind coming out of the west around 17 miles per hour and 66. Tonight, look for a moderate breeze and mostly clear skies with a temperature near 48. Tomorrow, a high around 59 and sunshine with a wind 8 to 12 miles per hour. Friday, quite warm with a high of 68 and sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Keep the adventure going this holiday season in a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia during the Season of New Tradition sales event. Bill Bird Kia is now offering 0.9% APR for up to 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento or a new 25 Kia Telluride. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Countdown to savings is going on now. Celebrate the season in style and drive away in a new Kia today. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento or VIN-specific new 2025 Telluride with $1,705 per month per $1,000 financed at 60 months. Quantities limited. $1,000 APR bonus is applied as down payment and no cash value cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. Offer for well-qualified buyers must take delivery from dealer stock through 1/2/26.
The Gator Boys are back
Florida will cut down the nets. Winners of the national championship.
and ready to defend their national title.
The rack. Layup good and one. Up for the rim. Alley-oop dunk. Smashed down by Condon. Oh, yes, sir. Gets the foul line extended. Rises for three. Bang, he got it to the rack. Dunks it with two hands.
On your home for Florida basketball.
Catch select Florida Gator basketball games on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
You found us inside the CBC Construction Studios. Now, taking your collection to the next level. It's the Instant Replay Sports Cards Box Break. With Aaron Bearden on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You are live right here with us at the CBC Construction Studio. The Sports Blitz of Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You can call in. You can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290. I'm curious to know what you think about the Michigan firing of their head coach, Sharon Moore. So give us a call today and tell us what you think. We appreciate it. But at this time, we've got Aaron Bearden from Instant Replay Sports on the line. Aaron, how are you doing today, my friend?
Oh, absolutely fantastic. How about you guys?
We're doing wonderful. Obviously, a big firing today for a coach as soon as we came on at the University of Michigan. And just a big deal, and already getting some comments and text about that. But either way, how's it been going over there? You got some big stuff coming out, and it's coming out very soon.
Yeah, it's been crazy. A lot of new releases and a lot of that holiday shopping going on. So they're all trying to get new products out there just in time to get people to give them a chance to wrap it and get it under the tree.
Tell me what you've got as far as this coming out, because I know that there's a couple of things that's coming out that I'm very, very interested in.
Yeah. So Allen and Ginter, of course, just got released in hobby form, but this week we're also seeing it released in what they call the fat packs and Chrome Update. This is the big one today, baseball Chrome Update. Everybody started looking for that product the last 2 or 3 years with those MLB debut patches. And so the hobby and the blasters and all that stuff has come out on that as well. So
and that came out today?
Today, yep.
Well,
so,
how much? What's the prices on that?
I'll have to go check. I'm not out front. The hobby boxes are in the $300-ish range, somewhere in that area. And then on Friday we've got MLB Archives also. So that's a big week for releases right there for Topps to put out 3 baseball products, basically within 7 to 10 days of each other.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And those debut patches are actually player worn, correct?
Yes, they are one-of-one autographed patch cards. Topps gives these patches to these players to be worn on their first ever MLB jersey, with the understanding that Topps gets the patch back. They put it in a card, they make a one-of-one, and so it's something people have really gotten excited about the last couple of years.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm excited about those. Now, Aaron, we've got to talk about it, and I want to know what you think about it. So we had all of the drama of the PSA. Now, if you could kind of tell us what happened so the listeners can know, and then give us your opinion about that.
Well, the first thing being when you're talking about drama with PSA is going to be which one are you talking about? Because they are no stranger to scandal. They have a history of integrity issues at PSA. I know they're the thing people have heard of. They're the thing that the media pushes when they report on cards and all that, because they're the biggest. They're the McDonald's, the Walmart of grading. Mm-hmm. Everybody has heard of them. They have a lot of issues with them. So I know there was something the other day about someone got some cards graded, and PSA offered to buy the cards back or something along that line. And then he found out that they kind of regraded the cards and gave them better grades once he agreed to sell them back to them.
Yeah, which could mean thousands of dollars, correct?
Sure.
Because a 9 compared to a 10 is totally that's a big deal, correct?
Depends on the card, but yeah, sometimes it is a huge gap, particularly with older cards. So so it should give people pause if they're thinking that they're supposed to spend a premium to buy a PSA card, because that somehow makes it better. You need to think about, is that card you're paying extra money for really gem mint, or was that card something that maybe had a little flaw to it that they decided they could upgrade to a gem mint 10 and make some extra money on? So I don't know if that's the issue you were talking about. I know there's a couple other things recently with them.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything but the fact of that basically, kind of like what you said, someone bought the card. It was a good card or a couple of cards or more than one card, but sent them off, and PSA in return, they'll grade them for you, graded it at a 9 and said, hey, we'll buy these cards from you at 9. And then basically the person said, yeah, we'll take it. So PSA bought the cards from them, and then they found out later by the serial number or whatever that was put on the card, on the PSA card on the slab, mm-hmm. that it was actually regraded and graded a 10, and PSA had it for sale for more money. And with them doing over 1 million cards of grading per month, my question is this the first time or is this something that, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cards that they've bought over the time period.
Yeah, to me, I would be a little bit skeptical, a little bit suspicious maybe. Grading cards shouldn't be trying to buy the cards back from you. Their business should be in assessing the quality of the card and putting it in a great holder, a tamper-proof holder that will preserve that card in that condition for decades to come. When they start getting into the business of buying and selling the cards too, then that creates a conflict of interest, right? Just like this. How do you not know that you send a card off and, they say, yeah, it's this, we'll buy it back for this, and then they can grade it whatever they want.
Yeah, that's crazy and scary all at the same time. Because I guess they put it in what they call the vault, and then they will sell it for you or whatever, but it sounds like this was done in a different way. And do you know if they tell you put your card in the vault and say, here, sell that for me, and they go, okay, we sold your card. It went for $100. Here's your $100. Do you know it sold for $100? And maybe it sold for $1,000? I don't know. There have been a lot of questions about the integrity of PSA, and for a long, long time, going back to the first card they ever graded back in the 90s to get their name out there. And it came out as the Honus Wagner card. And it came out later that PSA knew the card had been trimmed before they graded it, but they didn't want to state that because they wanted their name on a big, expensive card that would make the news and go, look what PSA grading can do for your card. Wow.
They didn't want to come out and say, oh, this card is trimmed, and therefore it's not worth a fraction of what they thought it was going to sell for. And everybody just go, well, I'm not going to send my card to PSA because they're going to kill the value of it.
So let me ask you this. How many other places are there to, do grading? Because, a lot of times you get a card and raw, it's not worth as much as when it's graded because of all the, the dynamics of being centered and bent and curved and sliced and all.
There are people that have the impression that just any grade, once you get it graded, it's worth more money. Well, no, it needs to be a high grade to show the card's in very good condition to be worth more money. But to answer your question, how many grading companies are there? The short answer, I don't know. How many stars are there in the sky?
Wow.
There's so many grading companies out there that's just some guy in his garage who bought one of these sonic welding machines to snap these little plastic cases together that they're getting shipped in bulk from China, 10,000 at a time. But how many that are sort of accepted within the hobby that knowledgeable, savvy collectors would pay money for them and kind of trust that their grade means something? 5 or 6 maybe. And that changes. There were companies that were more or less accepted 3, 4, 5 years ago who really aren't taken seriously now or maybe aren't even in business now.
Wow.
It is, in some ways, it's sort of since COVID and the rise of collectibles during the pandemic, it's sort of a get-rich-quick scheme for a lot of people. So there are a lot of people that were going, how can I make money in cards? Oh, I'll start a grading company because I can't manufacture the cards and I can't get access to cards to sell them. I'll just be a grading company. And, there are people, newer collectors who maybe don't know, who haven't been around in a while. They'll see some of these new companies come out and like, oh, their label looks really colorful or catchy, or like, I'm going to send in my cards. Not realizing that the company hasn't established any credibility yet. So when you go to sell those cards, you have to find another collector who's in the same boat, who's new to this, who doesn't understand how the credibility of grading companies works, and who will just buy that label because it's shiny and fancy and, got a hologram on it or whatever.
Now, do you have anyone that you send your cards to or like that you offer a service like that at your shop?
Yes, we are a CGC authorized store. We're the only one in the northern half of the state of Florida. They're very stringent on who kind of passes their test, where some of the companies are like, just send us your cards. We don't care who you are. CGC's thing is we want to make sure we're doing business with people that, we can feel comfortable letting them put our name in their store. So, we send to CGC. They are in part owned by Fanatics. They have a really good partnership with them. I think moving forward, particularly if more scandals keep hitting PSA, that Fanatics is going to try to use CGC to sort of muscle PSA out of the way, and there is a clear path how they can do that. PSA is not too big to fail, you know, particularly when you start talking about Fanatics having the agreements to make the cards with all the companies. So there's a couple of things they can do maybe that they're keeping in their back pocket right now that they can use to push PSA off the top of the mountain. And really, when I say off the top of the mountain, all I mean is PSA grades more cards. It's not that they do a better job. And a lot of collectors don't think they should pay more for PSA cards. A lot of big-time dealers and collectors have been moving away from PSA the last 2 or 3 years. But yeah, we offer CGC services here in the shop. The nice thing with that is not only are they a great card grader, they're also the top comic book grader, the top currency grader. We've got somebody right now sent off some DVDs to have graded by them. So CGC is kind of they do a bit of all of it, and pretty good integrity with the company. They own up to their mistakes when they make them. They fix things, little things like putting some wrong information on the label of the holder or something like that. They take care of that stuff. That's been an issue where PSA in the past has maybe just sort of said, "Oh well, too bad," So we're too busy to fix our mistakes.
Yeah, so let me ask you this question, because this was one of the questions that someone had asked me, and I said I would ask. As far as I'm not sure if CGC or PSA or whoever. So say if I have a card that's worth $1,000 or $500, just whatever, and when I send it and it grades a 10, and that card, the value of it goes up. Now, do they charge you more because of the value of the card to get graded, or do they charge you the same amount across the board because you're doing the same job if a card, is worth $1 compared to worth $1,000?
Yeah, it's a good question and something people need to be aware of. So the answer is PSA is the only company that tries to charge you more money after the grading if the card grades well. It is, to me, it is sort of a form of holding your card for ransom and going, hey, we graded your card, and now that we've graded it a 10, it's worth, $5,000 instead of $500, so we're going to need an extra, $200 out of you for that card. They have your card. They have your credit card number. There's not much you can do in that case. All the other grading companies go, look, you're paying for our time and expertise. If we charge you $15 to grade that card, whether it's a 1 or a 10, that's really not our concern. We've graded it. We put it in a case. We send it back to you. So they're the only one that charges you extra after the process, and like I say, after you've turned your card over to them.
Wow, that's crazy. So yeah, that's some really good information, especially with the scandal going on right now. I know you said there's other things going on, but this one was huge. It hit the major markets.
Yeah. If you're looking at buying a PSA card, and you're like, well, it's a 9 or it's a 10 or whatever. Okay, is it, or was it really supposed to be a number below that? Was it supposed to be an 8 instead of a 9? But it was a slow day, or that guy needed to hit a quota, that grader. Wow. He goes, hey, let's just bump this up to a 9, and we can charge an extra $50 off this. So there was some stuff that came out this week as well from some former PSA employees, and all talking about sort of how that works, the pressure on the graders and all. They do have quotas. They have to hit. There are certain things they can't give out too many high grades at one time, which, again, to me, you grade the card.
Right.
I don't care if you've graded 50 Gem Mint cards in a row. If someone gives you 50 Gem Mint cards, those cards have earned that. You shouldn't look at that and say, well, we can only give 10% of them 10s. That's not fair. Grade the card for what it is on its own merit.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, we do have a few more minutes. We're talking with Aaron Bearden from Instant Replay Sports. Aaron, tell us some more stuff that's going on at the shop. What you got going on this weekend?
It's a pretty busy weekend. A lot of sales. We got sales going on through the week as well. Basically every day from now till Christmas Eve, going to have some sales. We've got our kids club on Friday nights. Bring those kids in. Give them something to do. Get some breaks, some trading with some other kids. We got in-store breaks on Saturday. A lot going on right now. Like I say, a lot of big releases. We got new Star Wars product. I think there's some new Marvel product on the way. There's some Pixar product going to be coming out within the next month. So a lot going to be happening. A lot of new things going to be on the shelf.
Well, do you have any of those WNBA Angel Reese cards? Because Jeffrey's a big fan of hers.
Actually, I think we do have some Angel Reese rookie cards.
Okay, good. Jeffrey's coming. So, yeah, you've got all of that going on. You got all the new releases coming out, and and you're stocked up, right? You've got a full gamut. You're not sold out of any of that stuff. You're ready to sell it immediately.
Nope. And NBA Chrome comes out next week as well.
Ooh, that's going to be a big one, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, man.
This is a pretty loaded time of the year as far as the release calendar.
Yeah, this is awesome. I'm excited about it. Maybe we can get you in the studio, and maybe we can break a pack of cards or something one day. That would be fantastic. We'd love to do that. Tell us the address and your hours of operation, and even go ahead and give us the operation hours for the holidays.
Absolutely, yeah. So we are at 752 West 23rd Street at Stanford Station. We're Academy Sports, and Sweet Frog Yogurt, El Jalisco, all that stuff's right here. We're right next to Sweet Frog. We're open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 11 to 8 p.m., Saturday 10 to 8 p.m., Sunday 12 to 6 p.m. You can get us at instantReplaySportsCards.com or 850-257-5484.
Awesome. We appreciate you, Aaron.
Holiday hours.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Yeah, holidays open every day except Christmas Day. Christmas Eve we'll be closing a little bit early, but we will still be open if you need some of those last-minute gifts and stocking stuffers. There's always some relatives coming out of town you weren't planning on.
Yes.
Run up here, grab the kids' pack of cards, get them some Pokemon. Yeah, keep everybody happy.
That's exactly right. Well, Aaron, we sure do appreciate it, my man, and we hope that the season is great for you as far as getting some sales over there at Instant Replay Sports. Aaron, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week, my friend.
Hey, you guys take care. Everybody out there, be good. Come see us.
Yes, sir. When we come back, we are going to discuss a little bit more about this coaching carousel and some college football. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Red 70s studio line is now open. 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
I don't have any problem with Miami getting in. I have a problem with Miami getting in that they were ranked behind Notre Dame. And if you want to put them in front of Notre Dame a couple of weeks ago, I don't have any problem with that. It just looks weird. It doesn't pass the eye test here.
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Toyotathon is on at Panama City Toyota, where you can get 1.99% APR on a new Camry and get $500 in holiday cash. Get 3.49% APR on a new Corolla and get $500 in holiday cash. Get 1.99% on a new Tacoma, plus $1,000 in holiday cash. And 1.99% on a new Tundra, plus you'll get $1,000 in holiday cash. Shake up your holidays at Toyotathon.
Offers expire January 5th. Visit PanamaCityToyota.com for details.
We're live and local inside the CBC Construction Studios. ESPN Northwest Florida. He once ate an entire birthday cake before he realized there was a stripper inside. LSU Jeff.
It's Officer Nasty.
Is part of the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your home for Thursday night football. The Atlanta Falcons at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers tomorrow night. 6:30 coverage. Kickoffs at 7:15. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of the show, you can be. You can call in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290, and also you can text in as well. We've been seeing your comments. We know what you're saying, and we will say those as long as it's not something that's very, very inappropriate. So either way, you know, Jeffrey, when you look at the college landscape of what we're going through right now, you've got big changes happening at Penn State, big changes happening now at Michigan. So really, when you look at it, the stability of the Big Ten has taken a big blow, because we can now say for sure, because of the last 2 seasons that Indiana has had, that they're a top 5 program in the Big Ten for sure. So you got Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon, Penn State, and Indiana. That's who has been the top. Now you've got 2 of the top 5 that now have coaching problems.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's a big deal. You're like, yeah. No, it's more than a yeah. It's a, yeah, this is a big deal. Now what is that going to do to the conference? Because Penn State has been a staple for the last 6-7 years, as long as James Franklin has been there. And now you're talking about Sharon Moore. Obviously, he's a part of the lineage of Harbaugh, but still, now these 2 programs having these troubles with coaches, and I'm just wondering if they're going to see the bottom, or if they're going to stay, you know, floating. Are they going to kind of dip down a little bit, or are they going to be able to stay up where they are, or are we going to see a descent into a now place for Michigan and Penn State going down?
I don't know. Michigan's such a Titanic. I don't think that they can go down too far. I mean, they'll still be top 6 or 7 in that conference. Because, I mean, who's going to replace them? USC?
Yeah.
And maybe Washington?
USC has got the #1 recruiting class right now in 2026.
And maybe a Washington?
Maybe a Washington, yeah.
But not Minnesota, not Wisconsin, not Illinois.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Maybe, maybe
you're all about Illinois.
They were better than they were.
Not
they
Rutgers,
were better than they were.
Maryland. We can go through all these teams, and I'll tell you right now, Nebraska's not back.
No, they're not.
They're not.
No. All right, we're going to go to the Red 7T's phone line. We've got Gator Jamie on the phone line. Jamie, are you there, my friend?
Hey, yes, sir. How y'all doing today?
We're doing fantastic. What do you think about this whole Michigan thing that just broke?
Hey, man, that's what I called about. I got breaking news. Lane Kiffin's going to Michigan.
Oh, here we go. There was a clause in his contract. It's called the Santa Clause, and now he's going to Michigan.
Right. Every damn job opening from now on, that's the first breaking news. It used to be John Gruden, now it's going to be Lane Kiffin.
I believe it, man. You're exactly right. You know what, Jamie? When you look at this, we are living in uncertain times, because I have never seen a college football season like we have. We've talked more about coaches than we have the actual games.
Yeah, and what are they thinking? Who they going to hire? I hadn't even I just heard about it, so I figured I'd call. But I have no idea who they would even hire and why they wait.
Well,
I know it doesn't seem like they waited a long time, but in today's landscape, yeah, they waited forever.
Yeah, well, you know, the scandal of him having inappropriate relationships with a staffer, and then you know, just thinking off of our head, we named out Dan Mullen, we named out Chip Kelly, Brian Dobble, and then obviously John Gruden. So you got 5 of those guys that are still unemployed right now, and, you know, who knows?
You think Marcus Freeman might go there?
No.
Wow. Yeah, well, he's a big Ohio State guy, so I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, he's Ohio State.
His background.
Yeah, he played linebacker at Ohio State. So, yeah, that would be a big surprise, but I don't know. What do you think?
That'd be a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, I think that, you know, it'd be terrible. Let me ask you this, Jamie. What do you think about Michigan as a whole? Do you think this is going to throw them into what I call the App State Michigan?
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of they're I'm a Florida fan. I can't talk crap about anybody's program. But they've won the chip the couple years ago, and they've fallen off since then. They had the big scandal where they're, cheating, stealing signs or whatever. And I've always thought of Michigan kind of little brother to Ohio State anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fell off so bad they beat Alabama in a bowl last year.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Jamie. We're not listening, Jeff. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're almost like an Auburn, like a little brother that, they're going to compete. They're always going to be good. They're one of the great programs in history, but I feel like they're always looking for the next guy. They never can really get it right.
Yeah, this is going to be curious. Obviously they've got the bowl game. They've already named their interim coach, and they've got to go play Texas, and that's going to be a task. But I just am curious to see what's going to happen. You know who's very happy about this? Ohio State fans. They are going to love this. I've already had an Ohio State fan send me a message about it. So they are going to be so happy. This is Christmas early for Ohio State.
They fired him because of inappropriate, stuff at the office with women or whatever?
Yes.
We're assuming women.
Okay.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Isn't that the kind of stuff that gets swept under the rug if you're winning?
Yeah.
Like, don't you hear about stuff like that? The same thing happened to Coach O. The same thing happened to a lot of coaches. When you're not winning, that stuff comes to light. When you're winning, that stuff, you don't ever really hear nothing about it.
I agree with you. That's a big deal. I once told someone that as long as you keep winning, stuff usually don't matter as much.
That's right. It gets kind of like, oh, well, we'll look the other way as long as we're, competing, going to the playoffs and winning the championships and whatnot. But as soon as the balloon goes off the rose, they start showing they bring it all to light. They always find a reason,
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Well, Jamie, we sure do appreciate the call, my friend. And let me ask you this real quick before you go. Since you are a Gator fan, are you pulling for the Tulane Green Wave over the holidays?
I'm not, man. Get to work. Let's get out of there. Let's get to Gainesville and get to work. I don't care nothing about Tulane.
That's right. That's a true Gator fan right there. Jamie, thanks for the call, my man. Appreciate you listening.
All right, you guys have a good night.
You too, buddy. That's the truth of a fan. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like if Coach Saban, as much as I like him, if he were to have came back and coached somewhere else, I would be so aggravated. I would never feel like I could hate the guy.
Yeah.
But I just don't. I would not like him. I wouldn't like how it's done because you're our coach. You're for us. Not coaching somebody else. And which, I've seen some of the Florida fans, some of the Florida faithful, they've bought into the whole, they're cheering for their coach for Tulane and all that. But I think that's the best for the Gators. I mean, you get in town. Let's get us rocking here.
Oh, yeah.
Because, So have you seen the Tulane and the Lane Kiffin shirts that they've got out now? No Lane, go Tulane, or something like that.
I've seen those. Yeah, they were advertising that. I've also seen Gator fans rooting Summerall on at Tulane, saying, that's our coach, and we're going to support him no matter where he's standing. I was like, guys, come on.
You don't agree with that?
No, I mean, I understand embracing the coach that you just hired and everything, because I've done that kind of blindly before, Jerry DiNardo, when he came from Vanderbilt, I was kind of like, yeah, bring that guy over. He did a good job at Vanderbilt. Les Miles, same deal with him. I was kind of like, okay, Oklahoma State, I don't know a whole lot about you, but this is our new coach. I'm going to embrace him and I'm going to support him and everything. And there's never been a coach that I really didn't like when he came in to the program,
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't want to say, no, I'll go and say it. I don't care.
Yeah, say it.
I felt like they got a reject because they didn't get Lane Kiffin. And that's who they were talking about for more than 2 months.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of like, yeah, they got their second choice. It's like going out with a girl, and it's like, I wanted that girl, but I guess I'm going to go out with that one.
You'll settle for her friend.
Yes,
that's
her
exactly
friend.
what we did. So John Summerall was definitely a settle hire.
I just hope he wasn't the fat girl. No, I didn't say that.
Whoa, I can't believe you. Again, you know, all of the things that are said by Jeff does not reflect the
opinions
of the Sports Blitz and Paul Wilson for
and
sure.
Paul Wilson and ESPN and everybody
right.
else who's about to get sued. No.
That's right. So, but yeah, I mean, when you look at the state of the Big Ten now, I mean, that's a big deal. You know, when you've got him and then now you got Matt Campbell coming over to Penn State from Iowa State. And some people
Which
like
I didn't
him.
think was bad.
Yeah, some people like that hire.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of it.
You
I
aren't.
think he's a good guy. I think he does fine. But, I mean, yeah, who knows? You know, so now we're looking at, you got Fitzgerald there now at Michigan State, and then you got Campbell at Penn State, and then now you have an opening at Michigan. So the Big Ten is now getting a little bit of this.
So when they got Brady Hoke, when they hired him on, I was not a big fan.
Yeah.
When they hired Rich Rod, I thought he was going to do a decent job at Michigan, but it didn't pan out.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and go to the phone lines. We have about 2 minutes. Bill from Mariana, are you there, Bill?
I am, yes.
What's going on, my man?
What's going on? Well, I am a Michigan fan, so much so that I was born at University of Michigan Hospital.
Well, that's awesome. I've been there myself.
All right? And when Sharon Moore first got hired, I was excited because I thought he was a young, energetic coach, you know, who's going to be at Michigan for 20 years and, you know, and carry on Harbaugh's tradition. But I am not at all upset to see him go, especially if the rumors are true that he was, you know, diddling the help. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But I do have a dream candidate that I've not heard anybody talk about for any opening that to me makes perfect sense.
Okay, Bill, let's hear it. I want to hear it.
Current San Diego Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter.
Oh, yes. I forgot about him. That is very interesting.
Look at the success that McDonald's having in the NFL.
Yep. Wow. Yeah, you got a great point.
Tree.
Yep, that's the same coaching tree. You're exactly right. Was a Michigan man as well, right? He was there with John.
Yeah, and I think that he, you know, for the right offer, he could be convinced to come back to college football. I mean, he's been successful as a DC, and, you know, in theory, 2 or 3 years, he could probably find a head coaching job in the NFL. But I think for the right offer, he could be enticed to come back to Michigan.
Wow. Bill, that's a great one. I didn't even think about him, but you're exactly right. Well, we're bumped up against the break, and I sure do appreciate you calling, man. Thank you so much.
Oh, and there's no way that Michigan is Ohio State's little brother. I'm just going to say that.
There you go. Appreciate it, Bill. Thank you so much, Bill. When we come back, Louisville head football coach Jeff Brom going to be on the line. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hearing the game. Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Line play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Wednesday. Mostly clear the rest of the day with a wind coming out of the west around 17 miles per hour and 66. Tonight, look for a moderate breeze and mostly clear skies with a temperature near 48. Tomorrow, a high around 59 and sunshine with a wind 8 to 12 miles per hour. Friday, quite warm with a high of 68 and sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi, folks. It's Tracy from Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Santa called and he asked me to help everyone get ready for Christmas and avoid the stress and rush. So we've stocked the store and slashed the prices on all diamond jewelry. Whether you're looking for a certified diamond, wedding set, diamond stud earrings, or tennis bracelet, Tracy's Fine Jewelry has the best selection of diamond jewelry you'll find anywhere. And they're all on sale now at 30 to 50% off. From stocking stuffers to extra special surprises, shop where Santa shops. Tracy's Fine Jewelry inside Coin and Bullion Reserves.
WVLQ Point St. Joe, WGSX, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
CBC Construction is looking for a few good men. At CBC Construction, our greatest strength lies within our talented team. Join us and be a part of a dynamic company that values its people. We offer this opportunity to create a future for your family and the Florida Panhandle. CBC Construction is now hiring. Call us at 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com to learn more. CBC Construction. Be part of a winning team.
Broadcasting from the CBC Construction Studios. Pound the like and crush the subscribe. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson is live on YouTube. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Wednesday, and it's 5 o'clock, and you're locked in listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're so glad to have you locked in with us in the CBC Construction Studio right here in beautiful Panama City Beach. You want to be a part of the show? No problem. You can be. 850-215-6290. You can call in or text in on the Red 7T's phone line. We're live right here in the CBC Construction Studio, and we're excited. We are going to be getting Coach Brian on the phone here, or Coach Jeff just on the phone in just a second. Want to read one of the comments real quick. How about this one, Jeff? Neither of the four Michigan gets Mike Tomlin, says Drew. So he's thinking that Drew's going to have to, or Drew's thinking that Mike Tomlin might come over. So either way, we've got Coach Jeff Brom from the Louisville Cardinals on the phone line. Coach Brom, are you there?
Yes, sir. How are you?
We are doing fantastic. We are so happy and glad that you came on with us today, and we know that you're busy getting ready for your bowl game, so thank you so much for taking the time out with us. Now, Coach, we do it a little different on this show, so I do have to ask you. You just got your extension. I believe it's for 8 years, $49 million. Now, the question, Coach, did you go buy you a new car, or are you still driving the Honda?
Well, I'll tell you what, I for sure still have the Honda. It's still running smooth. It still gets great gas mileage. It's just very comfortable for me, and it really kind of just puts me in my place, and it keeps me humble, keeps me modest.
That's exactly right. Well, when I heard about the Honda, I could not. But I also will tell you that I did mention it to someone today, and they said that if you're ever in the market, sell it. They'll make you a good offer on that thing.
All right, sounds good.
So you have a kid from this area, Freeport. We've got Julius Miles signed with you guys, and we're excited about that. Tell us a little bit about Julius and how you heard about him, Coach.
Oh, shoot. We're excited to get Julius with our program. He's very talented, very athletic. I think he's got an unbelievably high ceiling. I think he can be as good as he wants to be. He's got all the length and size and speed that you want. And for us, it's just, tight in this position. It takes a little bit of time. You got to learn a lot of the passing game, the running game, and you got to put a little bit more weight on. But, man, he can be a special player. We're excited to get him. I know we're going to get him up here early as well here in January. He's going to do a great job for us.
Yeah, well, we've watched him. We know a lot about him. We've got a lot of athletes here in Bay County that are really we have a kid signed with Delaware. We got a kid signed out of Mosley going to Mississippi State. And so, with your guys that you send to Florida and to look around Florida, are there areas that you try to make sure you check up on? I'm just trying to find how you do that for being in Louisville.
You know what? We basically have every one of our coaches have a part of Florida. It's been a big state that we recruit ever since when I was a player here way back with Coach Howard Schnellenberger. I mean, I think had a lot of success with guys from South Florida, from the middle of Florida, from northern Florida, all those areas. We hit, and there's just a lot of talent there, a lot of really athletic players. Sometimes they're under-recruited in certain areas that people aren't familiar with, but we definitely make sure to get through the entire state. We're excited always to recruit guys from that area that play football year-round, that are athletic, that are in good weather, that work out, and that sports and especially football means something to them. So we will definitely continue to go through every area we can in the state of Florida and make sure we at least present these guys with a great opportunity to come play for us.
Coach, with the landscape of college football, how it is right now, and obviously it's crazy. I mean, just before coming on the air today, we found out that Michigan had fired Coach Sharon Moore for some inappropriate activity or whatever. Have you ever seen such a college football that it's been more about the coaches than it really has been about the games? This is crazy. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, I think what happens now is everyone wants to win now.
Yeah.
And with the ability for players to change and switch whenever they want, it makes the roster completely different every year. And really, you're trying your hardest to make sure this next year you find a way to win. If not, you may not be there much longer. And it's just important that through all this transition and things that I'm sure a lot of us don't like and love about the game, but unfortunately that's what's going on right now. Is just there's so much change every year that you've got to be actively trying to improve your team, your roster, taking care of your players, trying to get a good grasp of what's out there that can help your team win. And it's just so vitally important for these coaches to win now because the patience is gone, the ability to kind of build a roster and develop guys is not there near as much. There's just so much change that you just really got to do your best to win every time you step on the field.
Yeah, that seems like it's. They should stop calling you guys head coaches. They should start calling you CEOs because that's inevitably what you're doing. And it seems like you're having to stay connected with the guys that you got in the building. You're trying to pull new guys in from the portal, but you're also still trying to recruit, and then you have to be able to manage all that. And now you've got all the NIL collectives and that kind of stuff, and then you still have to get your schedules. So it's really a CEO position, obviously. Let me ask you this about a coaching job. There were a lot of rumors, and I hope that this isn't inappropriate, but I just wanted to know, Penn State, it was rumored that you were mentioned with Penn State. Did they make an offer to you, Coach, or was it just some talks?
Well, I think, I don't want to give all the details. There's a lot of stuff out there, and without question, in today's game, you just never know what's going to happen. There's always people searching to improve their team. There's teams searching for coaches. It's just kind of how it is. And, like everything, you gotta love it where you're at. You got to make it work where you're at. And we're definitely going to do that here. But, anytime you have a little bit of success, opportunities are kind of present itself. And then you try to make the best decision for all. But, for me, I really love this area. I'm from here, played here. I want to do everything I can to help us win and build a great program and win big football games. And like you said, I mean, nowadays it's way more work with all the roster stuff that has to be done than there used to be. And it occupies way more time than you would think. I mean, there's a constant deal of trying to, go through the entire roster and piece together who you can keep and who you can't. And then there's always unexpected things that happen, and you try to have a backup plan, a contingency plan, just in case. And you got to keep your guys healthy. If you lose certain guys, you're not going to win. It doesn't matter who the coach is. We understand that too. So every little detail has to be planned out and mapped out. But without question, that's just where the game has gone.
So you've got a new coach coming into the state of Kentucky, and he's a former college quarterback with Louisville. And there was some statements made about that he wants to take control of that state as far as recruiting goes. You know, what I'll just say it this way. What say you, Coach, about some of the things that's been said? Obviously, you know, you got to get your fan bases pumped up.
Well, as everyone knows, talk is cheap. I know that with, you know, my background, a lot of our coaches' background, either playing at the University of Louisville, coaching here before, living here, going to school here. We've got Coach Vince Morrow recruiting with us as well. There's a ton of connections. And I think anyone in our state, even the surrounding states, knows that, you know, we're going to provide these guys with the best opportunity to go out there and achieve their goals. We've got coaches that have coached at a high level, played at a high level, that know what they're doing. This is a great place to live and go to school, and we've got a great schedule. We just had at Ole Miss the first game of the year next year at a neutral site after, unfortunately, the Georgia series wasn't able to go through. You know, we've got 9 conference games, and really for us, we've got 11 Power 5 games next year, and that'll be how we schedule every year. This is a great place to be, and I know anytime we can get difference makers at the University of Louisville, or even where I coached before, we can help them achieve their goals and do it right away. So we have a great plan for it. We're not going to shy back down from anybody. We feel great about you know, our ability to connect and give these guys a great opportunity to succeed at the highest level.
So you had Miller Moss come in from USC, and he, you know, outstanding quarterback, did a really good job for you guys. Can you walk us through that as far as how that works? As far as grabbing a quarterback or you know, reaching out to a quarterback that is in the portal. Could you maybe let us know a little bit how that works for you guys?
Well, I think every year, like I said, you've got to put together the best roster that next year to win. And it's important that you do that. And sometimes you have guys on your team that are ready to go. Sometimes they might need a little more schooling. But it's our job to get the best players on the field and at least provide competition. And without question with us, we've had a pretty daggone good history of quarterbacks. So recruiting quarterbacks that want to come and make a difference where maybe it didn't work where they were at, or they want a better opportunity, or want to get to the next level, we can kind of do a really good job of getting the ones we want. So for us, Miller was a talented quarterback out there who had played a lot of football against great competition. He played some good games, and unfortunately, you know, once they got in conference play in the Big Ten, maybe didn't win as much as they wanted. They went a different direction with different quarterbacks, so he's out there available. And I just think when you get a guy with experience that has been there and done that has handled adversity, that's gone through ups and downs, you know, those guys, you know, want to come and play for 1 year, make a difference, and get to the next level and have success. And we want to help them do that. So I just think, you know, Tyler Shuck was the guy we had the year before. He's starting out for the Saints. You know, we got a good plan for it. And, you know, being a former quarterback, even my brother, who's our quarterback coach, offense coordinator, former quarterback at the NFL level, like we're going to take care of the quarterback, and we're going to help them have success and hopefully win a lot of games doing it, and hopefully help them prepare for the next level. Yeah, and that was one of the questions I was going to ask. He got a win last weekend. Tyler did, and we've got a resident Saints fan here, which he's still wearing his paper bag right now. But you know, Tyler, he looked pretty good last week. You know, he's going to just continue to get better. I think you know, he's playing on a team that he's got to do a lot. He's got to produce. It's going to challenge him to do that. I think he's done a good job of you know, making plays with his feet, learning the offense. For a rookie to come in there and do a good job, it's not easy, but he's definitely, the last couple of weeks, played really well. And I think he's just got a really bright future. I think they know that as well. He's a strong quarterback who has athleticism. He can throw the ball deep. He can throw it accurate. He's got intelligence. He wants to succeed and do well. He's been battle-tested. He's older. He's more mature. So I know he'll have a great career. Yeah, I agree with you. Let me ask you this. A lot of the stuff has been talked about this week about Notre Dame, and I'm not going to ask you that, but was there ever a position for the Louisville Cardinals that if they got offered to play in a bowl game that they would ever, or that they were going to decline? Well, I think it's every school's decision to do what's best for them. Of course, to me, everyone wants to make the playoff. I understand. That's what all our goal is. But at the same time, bowl games are still fun for players. They're fun for fans. They're kind of rewards for your team to go out there and just kind of hopefully go somewhere good and play some good competition and play one more time. And it's not just always about, for the seniors, but it's about for everybody trying to improve and get better and enjoying the game. So, of course, I'm not going to judge anyone else's decision, but I'm all for playing as much as you can.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Speaking of the game, you got the Boca Raton Bowl. You're going to be playing against Toledo. Isaac Brown and Chris Bell, will they be back for that game?
Well, unfortunately, we got some guys injured. That's just kind of how the luck of the draw. Chris Bell, no, he'll be out for the rest of the year. Whether we have Colin Lacey back, our next best receiver, that'll be up in the air as well. We have our top 3 running backs that I'm not optimistic that will play, but we're hopeful maybe to get one of them back, and we'll see. But, that's just part of it. New guys have to step in and do their part. This past week against Kentucky, we had at the beginning of the season, our 5th and 16th running backs went in there, and they did a good job. And that's not always going to happen. But, everyone wants an opportunity. These bowl games will give them that. There'll be new faces on every team to a certain degree. Some will have more. We're going to have guys opt out of the game, which we have already to a certain degree as well. But that's just part of it. And you put the other guys in there and you go play and you try to win.
Hey, Jeff, this LSU Jeff is what they call me. And I did grow up in Louisiana, but my girlfriend's, she's from Kentucky.
There you go.
But anyway, though, you know what? There's a couple of things. Number one, we picked who's going to go to the ACC championship before the season started. And I had Louisville and Clemson was a huge disappointment in ACC. But I saw y'all get Miller Moss, and I believed in him because I saw what he did at USC. It was really good things over there. And then you had Isaac Brown was one of the biggest returning running backs in the whole nation with more than 1,000 yards and 11 TDs.
Yep.
And I thought y'all were set up for success with the 1-2 punch like that, and that's the reason why I picked y'all to go all the way to the ACC championship. He suffered an injury. This is his second year, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you're going to have him back next year?
Well, like everything, you never know who you're going to have back. Of course, we want him and a lot of guys back, but that's not always how it works. There's just there's a lot of other things that go into the roster now, and you got to make the best decision for your team, and it's got to fit. Yeah, unfortunately, Isaac was injured quite a bit this past year. We had 3 of our 4 losses basically on the last play of the game, which was unfortunate. And then one game we didn't have our quarterback and we didn't play well. So, you know what? Yes, there's a lot of things we could have done better in some of those games. You live and learn. You try to improve on those things. I was happy that we were able to fight back and beat our rival 41-0 with a lot of guys that weren't out there. And the bowl game will be the same way. It'll be some new pieces, and you got to just finish the season strong. And we tell our team all the time, hey, you can't worry about every single game, what's going to happen. If you win or lose, it can't affect the next game. At the end, you're going to be judged how you do at the end of the year. So let's just fight all the way to the end, see what our record is. Hopefully we win more than we lose. And at the same time, learn from your mistakes. And if the season doesn't go exactly the way you want it, hopefully next year you can figure some things out and get better and improve and find ways to win at a higher level.
Do you ever take, I don't want to call it hate, but we'll go and call it hate for some teams, like when you were a player and like you lost to Ohio State or had an injury against Tennessee, that you take that hate and later on as a coach you try and get back at that team?
Well, I don't know if I would go that far. At Purdue, we played Tennessee in a bowl game down in Nashville. It was about 95% orange. It was sold out, and we did find a way to win, and Tennessee broke my leg in college. So I guess you could say we got back at them there. It's always good to play your rivals and win those games. You know what? This game is so competitive now that, especially with the NIL and those type of deals, that really every year there's going to be a few new teams pop up. It just is because the talent is spread around a little bit more. I think it's made a little bit more parity throughout some of the leagues and some of the conferences. And I just think whoever's, a lot of times, I hate to say it, a lot of teams that are still playing are the ones that are spending quite a bit of money on their roster. And I'd love for it to be where it becomes like the NFL and there's some type of salary cap, there's some like a level playing field. I don't know if we ever get to that. I'm hopeful it will because I think it would make the game even better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Go ahead and say it. You beat the Tennessee Volunteers in a home state because this is the Music City Bowl. Is that right?
we were able to do that, yeah.
Coach, we only have a few more minutes, and we appreciate you. Let me ask you this. So, obviously, if anybody's ever watched YouTube and typed in your name, they definitely will get to see the XFL Jeff Brom. And let me ask you this, Coach. With seeing Phillip Rivers coming out of retirement, 44 years old, and going to step back in, and looks like there's a chance that he could play. Coach, you still got a pulse? You still want to play?
I tell you, I wish that was the case, man. I tell you, I think any players that are playing, they'd love to get back out there. How long you last or how fast you'll break, I even think with Phillip, I think he's probably stayed in good shape. But now I will say this: nowadays they do protect that quarterback a little bit more.
Oh yeah,
they don't let him get hit as much. So if his arm's feeling good, it wouldn't shock me that if he gets in there and plays well. I'm just telling you, that's how good of a player he was.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Now, is your brother, Brian, can he still spin it?
Well, he can spin it. He's always been a good passer of the football. Of course, since we're brothers, I always tell him that he was second fiddle to me, but I don't know if that's accurate. But, no, we all can still throw the ball a little bit. We have some contests with our quarterbacks and who can hit the crossbar first and from how far. And when me and my brother are winning, I'm like, hey, man, you guys have got to pick it up or we're not going to win many games. So let's pick up the accuracy.
That's awesome. Well, we appreciate it. Coach, if you ever are in Panama City Beach on vacation, or if you go to 30A or Destin or anything like that, give us a shout. We'd love to have you in studio, and definitely like to get you in here. And we appreciate you coming on and being, out of your busy schedule today. And maybe we can get you back in when the playoffs kind of get going, and see what you think about some of that and give us some analyst work.
Okay, sounds good, guys. You have a good day.
Yes, sir. Coach Jeff Braun with the Louisville Cardinals. We appreciate him being on. And when we come back, we are going to discuss the remaining games that are coming up on the college football playoff. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Reach out and smack someone. Call or text now. 850-215-6290. The Red 7T Studio Line.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz.
I don't like seeing people get fired. And the Florida fans are worse than ever, because not only they asked for the coach's job before he even finished half the season out, now they want Strickland. They want heads to roll. I don't enjoy this. I don't like this, and it's bad, and it's toxic, and you don't look good when you're doing it.
The Sports Blitz.
Live and local, weekdays, 4 to 6.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Clear skies tonight with a moderate breeze around 16 miles per hour coming out of the north-northwest, and look for the low to be 48. Tomorrow morning, there will be sunshine with the temperature reaching 54. Clear in the afternoon and evening with a high of 58. Friday will have a high of 68 and sunshine. This weather is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
It's Thursday. New Hard Rock Bet rewards are dropping.
Nice. Ed Reed, you in?
The only thing I drop is receivers and mics.
Ed, we're talking bonus bets, deposit matches, parlay insurance.
Oh, okay. I'll do that kind of drop.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets. Not a cash offer. Offered by Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory, or visit online, instantReplaySportsCards.com.
The Gator Boys are back.
Florida will cut down the nets. Winners of the national championship.
And ready to defend their national title.
The rack. Layup good and wide. Up for the rim. Alley-oop dunk. Smashed down by Condon. Oh, yes, sir. Gets the foul line extended. Rises for three. Bang, he got it. To the rack. Dunks it
with two hands.
On your home for Florida basketball.
Catch select Florida Gator basketball games on 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Transmitting from the CBC Construction Studio.
This is Coach Stephen Pearl. Your home for Auburn basketball on the Panhandle is 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the most opinionated sports talk show on the Panhandle. This is the Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. That's right, Stephen. You're correct. This is your place for the Sports Blitz, and we have got it going on today. If you want to be a part of the show, you can call in on the Red 7Ts phone line, 850-215-6290. We've got a bunch of people that are commenting on the Red 7Ts phone line. We'll read those in just a minute, but I wanted to share something. Let me ask you this. I know that we've talked a lot about Indiana, and we talked a lot about how they're for real, and we talked about the championship game and the Big Ten and all of that. But did you know that one of their players got injured, the defensive end, their starting defensive end, Stephen Daly? He suffered a knee injury while celebrating after the Ohio State victory.
Goodness.
And they got it all on camera. It was a non-contact injury. He was just kind of jumping up and down, giving fans high fives, and he come down a little funky on his leg. And when he did, you could tell they had to get the golf cart to take him back to the back. So there you go. One of those things where celebrating a little bit too much. I don't know if it was too much or not, because the video didn't show that he was doing anything egregious. It just showed that he was just trying to give some fans some high fives, and he was jumping up, touching them, and boom, starting defensive end for Indiana. During this time, it's going to be very important from game to game to keep people healthy.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal with that. So I don't know. Indiana, they got their number one seed. They've got an easier route. I think, who do you think, as far as the top four teams, has the easiest route to get there? Is it Indiana?
Oregon's a 5, right?
Yes.
It looks like it is Indiana because, Oregon is I'm not taking anything away from Texas Tech. I believe them more than you do, for sure, because you do not believe
I don't believe in them at all.
You think Oregon's going to go up in there and beat Texas Tech by like 2 touchdowns? Huh?
I'm going to tell you this. Outside of the two teams that shouldn't be there, meaning JMU and Tulane, everybody in the whole playoff can beat Texas Tech. How about that?
Wow, that's saying a lot. Okay. It's possible. So, yeah, I am agreeing with the Indiana thing because you're 1, and guess who you have? You have 8. Oh, wait a minute. That's Oklahoma.
That's Oklahoma. That's
bad.
Alabama.
That's
Texas
bad.
A&M. That's Miami. That's Georgia. That's Ohio State. And that's Oregon.
Well, no. On the other side is Ohio State and Georgia. And everything.
Yeah.
But on your side, you got the one versus either 4, 5, or 8, 9.
Yeah,
that's
4,
your
5,
side.
8, 9. Yeah.
So, that side's easier by a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Considerable. It's not, I don't want to say it's not comparable, but it is kind of not comparable.
And I know that we've talked about the different teams and all that, but there's a list, and I want to read it to you, and I want you to just think about this list. The college football preseason teams that are no longer ranked.
Yeah.
Number 2, Penn State. Number 4, Clemson. Number 9, LSU.
Yeah.
Number 11, Arizona State. Number 12, Illinois. Number 13, South Carolina. 15 is Florida. 16 is SMU. 17 is Kansas State. 22nd is Iowa State. 24 is Tennessee. And 25 is Boise. Out of all of those teams, who is your surprise that they still aren't ranked and they did not end the season ranked?
Well, it's Purdue, Clemson, and LSU.
Purdue?
Penn State. Penn State, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Penn State, Clemson, and LSU. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. The other ones, come on. Iowa State? No. I didn't think they'd be in the running. Kansas State? No. Tennessee, yes. I'm a little surprised by that. That would probably be my fourth of those teams that I'm surprised that didn't finish ranked.
Well, when you look at it, for me, I was just shocked about Clemson because they've got the easiest route. Because Penn State, you can say what you want, they're still having to play tough games. Indiana was a playoff team last year. Whether they did what they did this year or not, there still was a playoff team last year, so they're having to play against that. Who on the other side would Clemson be playing on their schedule that was an actual playoff team from last year? SMU, that's it. Nobody else.
Yeah, that's it.
Nobody else.
Yeah.
So they had the easiest way to get there. So to me, they were the most disappointing because Penn State, you knew that they were going to have to go through some of those Big Ten teams that they always do because they play Ohio State. They do play Indiana. And I don't think they played – they played this year. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, it's not surprising – it's surprising how it all happened with James Franklin and how the whole ball started rolling.
Because the way they started out like 3-0 and then they lost 4 in a row.
4 in a row,
and one of those was a loss to UCLA, and it was ugly.
Yeah, that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back.
That was, definitely. Yeah, no, I mean, Clemson started out with LSU, and that was kind of a trip up, I think. But I think they just didn't get back on. But the thing about Penn State was, had a third-year quarterback. The guy started 3 years in a row, Penn State. You thought that would be some kind of benefit. Yeah. And they've been touting him for 3 years, and I didn't believe him in the first and second year, but I said, wait a minute, this guy's still around. Maybe he's going to develop. It really didn't happen.
So it's funny you say that because the quarterback's coach that was at Penn State just today got hired by Virginia Tech as their quarterback's coach.
Wow.
So you're stating that he didn't really develop Drew Aller or Aller, however you pronounce it.
Aller.
So he didn't produce, but he just found another job with James Franklin again. So James Franklin must have confidence in him in that regard.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how good that kid is, but he's not developing after 3 years? Come on, man. He should be winning.
Yeah.
You know, LSU loves it when we get a guy just returned for a second year, you know? There's a lot of schools like that, you know?
Yeah, you loved it with Nussmeier, and he just did not work out.
I know.
That's the biggest.
And the writing was on the wall. They said, oh, Burrow came back, second year, did this. Jaden Daniels came back, second year, you know?
Well, think about Burrow, too. Burrow was bad his first year at LSU. He wasn't very good. He wasn't good.
I beg to differ.
I don't think he was that good. He was throwing
a double-digit win.
We can look up his numbers.
Yeah, I mean, in the Texas A&M game, come on.
I mean,
did you watch that game? That was crazy.
It's been a long time ago, but I did watch it. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying he wasn't a good quarterback.
6 years ago. So, I mean, 7 years ago. 7 years ago.
I mean, I'm not trying to tell you that he was like terrible and could never play in the NFL. I'm just saying he was more of a Jared Stidham quarterback. He was the shocking part to me that I did not see because he wasn't that good. He wasn't. I mean, I know you liked him.
I liked him.
I didn't think he was that good.
I didn't think he'd come out the next year and do what he did. But, But with the three wide receivers and a tight end, they were stacked on offense.
Well, that helps.
It was almost dummy-proof. It was almost like just throw it up and let the guy go for it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Let me ask you this. So we talked about the first part of the year about the rankings. Let me ask you as far as the top 25 NIL college football earners for the year.
Okay.
Would it shock you to know that out of the top 10 of all of college football of the earners, there's only 2?
Ooh, only 2?
There's only 2
playoffs.
Players in the playoffs.
Oh, 2 players in the playoffs. I thought it was as a team.
Just 2 players.
2 players? Is it Julian Sand?
No.
Oh.
It's Carson Beck.
Okay. And who's the other one?
Smith from Ohio State.
Wow.
They're number 2 and number 3. Remember, Carson Beck is a $4.2 million NIL.
Yeah, I should have thought of him.
And Jeremiah Smith is $4 million. But let me tell you some of the quarterbacks that are in the top 10. Obviously, Arch Manning at $6.5 million.
Wow.
DJ Lagway, $3.8 million. Lenore Sellers, $3.7 million.
South Carolina has that kind of money?
Garrett Nussmeier comes in at number 6 at $3.6 million. Cape Klubnik, $3.3 million. Drew Alar, $3.2 million. Nico, I'm going to leave you, $3.1 million.
He has some more money.
And then Sam Levitt of Arizona State, $3 million.
And did you see he's leaving Arizona State?
Yeah, he's leaving. But I'm just saying, like, it's crazy to me because you've got Lacey, Mateer, Ryan Williams, some other players from Ohio State. But even in that top 25 deal, you still got Jackson Arnold at $1.9 million. Just some of these guys.
And who do you get the most out of with paying him less is probably Mateer.
Yeah, I'd say so. He was at 2.7.
Yeah.
So, when you look at all of these quarterbacks and just what they've done and how they've produced, it kind of goes back to what Coach Jeff Brom was just saying is what's the fix? Because it has to be some way.
Yeah.
Because it's just a guessing game. You don't know what your quarterback is going to do. You don't know if he's going to be healthy. And see, the thing about Miller Moss, I wish we would have got into that, but we didn't, was the fact that he got hurt. So that was really the one game that they lost and lost bad. It was because he was hurt. He wasn't even playing.
And Isaac Brown.
Right.
Both of them.
So if any team, if you look at the NFL right now, if your quarterback goes down and your starting running back goes down, you're going to lose the game for the most part unless you've got Mac Jones in your backfield. That's it. So all of these guys, they're trying to figure it out, and you heard him. He explained it, the best I've heard is that you're trying to figure out how to manage all of this. He couldn't give you a straight answer on whether or not he was Isaac Brown was coming back. He doesn't know.
He's only a sophomore.
Right. And the reason why is because of how the NIL has changed the game, how all of this has changed it, and it's just unbelievable because you're trying to figure it out, but then you don't know what's coming, who's going to produce, because everybody and their mom had Lenore Sellers, Cape Klubnik, DJ Lagway, all of these guys, Arch Manning at the top for the Heisman, at the top for the first round of the draft. They asked Arch Manning's grandpa, Peyton Manning's dad, whether or not Arch Manning was coming out to be the first-round draft pick and go play for the Cowboys. Remember, we even mentioned it. What do you think now?
No.
He stays, right?
Yeah, he stays.
Does he stay at Texas or does he go somewhere else?
He stays at Texas.
So he's gotten better.
Yeah, absolutely. He looked atrocious at the beginning of the season, and then Florida did what they did to him. But he was skimping by on some close wins, Mississippi State included.
Yeah.
Come on.
You know who don't skip on their stuff?
AutoNation Ford.
AutoNation Ford in Panama City. You got it right. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, you don't have to look any further. AutoNation Ford in Panama City, they will take care of you. 730 West 15th Street, right there by the railroad tracks. They've got the deals. Not only do they have the vehicles, they've got the deals to go along with it. So if you are in the market for a new vehicle, what a way to get you a Christmas present than to go buy you a brand new vehicle. They've got Broncos, F-150s, F-250s, those big, bad Expeditions. Have you seen those things lately? They're huge. They're like tanks driving down the road. But either way, go see them over there. They'll take care of you. And tell them the show sent you, and they'll definitely give you some good deals over there at AutoNation Ford in Panama City. You know who else gives good deals? Recommended Collision Center. Brandon and those guys take care of you. This morning when I was going out to my truck, I let my wife be in the garage, and so I let my...
You let her be there?
Right, yeah.
Oh, my God.
And so I leave my truck out, in the driveway, and, I grabbed my handle, and it kind of acted a little funny. And you know what the first thing I thought? If it breaks, I'm going to Recommended Collision Center and let Brandon and those guys, the professionals, look at my vehicle. Obviously, it's fine. There's no problems. I don't have to go over there and check it out. But not only that, but during these cold temperatures, your mirrors, your handles, your lights, all of those things, they break when they get a certain temperature. So just make sure you go see Brandon and those guys at Recommended Collision Center. They're right there on Jinx Avenue. They're live. They're local. and they do good work because they're open right now. I think. I mean, if they're not open, they'll be open in the morning. Yeah. So, but either way, go see those guys over there.
I thought you were going to blame the breaking on your wife. I'm gonna put you in the doghouse.
No, I don't let her come near my truck. I mean, I don't.
You got to bury her in your truck?
No, I'm a Southern gentleman. I open the door first, so she never touches door handles.
Oh, wow.
How about that? You should learn from me. Either way, when we come back, we'll be not talking about that, but we'll be talking about other things. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Text him now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz.
Nick Saban goes into the College Football Hall of Fame today. Thank you, Coach Saban, for turning Alabama into the greatest dynasty in college football history. Absolute domination. A run college football will possibly never, ever see again.
The Sports Blitz.
Live and local, weekdays, 4 to 6.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory or visit online, InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Your goals matter, and at Anytime Fitness Panama City, they're ready to help you crush them. With expert coaching, personal training, and virtual workouts through the Anytime Fitness app, you'll have all the support you need inside the club and beyond. Limited time only. Join today for just $1 down and start your fitness journey now. Don't wait. Visit 107 West 23rd Street, Suite W8, or call 850-818-8184. Anytime Fitness. Let's make healthy happen.
If you build it, they will come. We're live from the CBC Construction Studios. The Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, where the listeners call the plays.
What do you like about this guy? He's all flash. He's no substance. And if there's a better opportunity, he's going to jump for it.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here in beautiful Panama City Beach, Florida on 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. We are live and local right here in your CBC Construction Studio, and we're happy that you're listening with us, whether you're listening on the radio, YouTube, or maybe Facebook. I'm going to give you a little wave. How you doing? Good to see you. Glad that you are joining us. But either way, Jeffrey, we got to do some picks. We've got the NFL, got some crazy games coming this week, and we're actually going to be sending someone there, so make sure that when we do give away those Jacksonville Jaguar tickets, you are listening and you call in or message us, and we'll get you going over there. Don't forget, also, we have something that we're going to be doing on Monday. It's going to be a Christmas gift box. We're going to be giving away some awesome merch and some stuff from local businesses. Bone Crusher, what you got?
Absolutely. We've got this prize package. Christmas prize pack includes a gift certificate to the boot store, free membership to Anytime Fitness, a sleeve of TP5X golf balls from Golf Plus, a 12-pack from Buffalo Rock, and a $50 gift card to Ferrucci's Italian.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We'll start
all
tossing
in a
those out
gift
Monday.
Yeah, all in a gift box, too. So that's going to be like, you get all of that. That's not just one of those or whatever, but you get it all. And, you know, I don't know. Ferrucci's is pretty good.
Eat, drink, work out, and wear boots.
Yeah. And hit golf balls all in the same way. That's right. So a lot of stuff we're going to be doing, so make sure you do that. Jeffrey, let's look and see what we got for this week's NFL Pick'ems. What you got?
Oh, we got a horrible game to start off with. We got the Falcons.
Hey.
Oh, yes.
At Tampa Bay on Thursday night.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You know what? What do you think about that one?
Tampa Bay just lost to the Saints. What is happening in this world? I do not know.
Yeah.
But this game's at Tampa, and I'm going to have to take Tampa. I'm sorry.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield, as good as he's been, without Mike Evans, he is not the same guy. Yeah. Don't forget who Mike Evans is. I got to always say it. When I hear the words or when I hear the name Mike Evans.
Where did he go to college?
A&M. Oh. He's the whole reason why Mr. Football, Johnny Football, Manziel won the Heisman was because of Mike Evans. They should have gave the Heisman to Mike Evans, not Johnny Football. Sorry about that. But anyway, give me the Buccaneers.
All right, Cleveland at the Bears. I got Bears.
Whoa. Oh, I almost saw you say Cleveland. You're almost believing in Shadur Sanders.
They went for a 2-point conversion and tie this game this past week. They lost to Tennessee, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I hate that for Cleveland.
They pulled him.
You want to talk about a tortured fan base.
Yeah, but they pulled him.
Yeah.
They pulled him for the 2-point conversion. He had threw for over 300 yards in the game, and then for the 2-point conversion, they pulled him and said, we're going to do it with our running back. We're going to have him throw.
I can't even imagine a world where Shadur Sanders could be a 2-0 starter, like right off the bat like that. I would have been like, man, I was wrong?
Yeah, but slow your roll.
I know.
It would be Tennessee.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Was it Tennessee or was it Vegas? It was one of those losers.
They beat Raiders and then they lost to Tennessee.
Right.
But if they would have won,
bottom feeders.
Yeah, so if they'd have won, I wouldn't give that much credit anyway. Yeah. I think Mosley and Bay could score on both of those teams. So anyway,
even North Bay Haven.
That's right.
Yeah. Chargers at KC. Now KC's on the slide now.
Yes, they are,
and they need a win. And the Chargers barely won their Monday night game, right?
Against the Eagles,
which is a good team.
Jalen Hurts fumbled the same play or had a turnover in the same play.
He threw an interception, tackled the guy, the ball pops loose, Hurts got it again, and then fumbled it. But he threw 4 interceptions total, in grand total, with that fumble, which I'm not even sure if you really consider it to be 2 turnovers, but I guess they do in the stat sheet.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Chargers.
Wow.
And this game is at KC.
Yeah, I'm going Chargers as well. I think the Chiefs, I think they're going to have to do something different. They're going to have to find somebody else to play tight end, and they're going to need a legitimate number 1 wide receiver. So George Pickens comes to mind when I think of that team. I think George Pickens would probably be the one that we would, see what happened.
Okay, we would not have thought that this is the AFC East big game, but the Bills are at New England, and the Bills need to come back and try and get back from New England. I'm going to go with the Bills.
I'm going with the Bills too. It just seems like you're trying to pick my brain here, but
they're 11-2. New England.
I understand that the Patriots are playing good. I think the Bills are going to get it done.
I think the Patriots had a bye, last week, right? Mm-hmm. And they were the number 1 seed, but now that the Broncos have the tiebreaker because they have a better conference record.
Yeah, they do.
But still, if you would tell me that the Patriots could get the 1 seed in the AFC, that's just nuts. Absolutely nuts.
I would have never picked them. They're definitely the surprise of the league right now. Them. I think the Bears are a surprise team. I just do, just because they've turned it around from what they were last year.
Talent. Not just last year, but the year before and the year before that.
I know, but I'm just saying, the Bears doesn't look like this. They look like there's hope, and I know the Chicago fans are good fans. They are. They love their team.
Yeah, they do.
They still stick with their team. They're not like Eddie that said earlier that he's going to leave them all if they go with this coach or that coach. The Chicago Bear fans that I know, they stick with their team, and they've got something to cheer about. Caleb Williams, whether you think he's a good quarterback or not,
he's winning.
He's winning ball games, and he's winning the way Ben Johnson is wanting to play. So that's a big testament to Caleb Williams, because you know as well as I do, Caleb Williams had the same system all the way through college with Lincoln Riley. Whether they moved from Oklahoma to USC, they still did the same stuff. And then when he came to the NFL, it was not the same, and he struggled. But now seems like Ben Johnson is able to work with him and get him right on the track.
We could be looking at a Bears playoff win if they're the 5 seed and they go up against the 4 Buccaneers.
A good chance.
Or Panthers.
Yeah. Now, there you go. I said the Jaguars and the Panthers this year were going to make the playoffs, and I remember you looking at me all crazy because I called that. So maybe it'll happen. We don't know yet. There's still a lot of football to play. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay, Washington at the Giants.
I'm going to go the Giants right here.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Washington I think they're reeling right now.
Yeah,
Jaden Daniels is hurt. Marcus Mariota actually does give them an opportunity to win better than what they do with Jaden Daniels right now because Jaden's hurt. But I'm going to go with the upset with the Giants. I don't know. I thought they were going to be way better than they were. And I thought the guys that were going to come in and play, obviously Scattaboo got hurt. Abdul Carter has got some issues with staying awake in team meetings and showing up later.
Kicker missed the ball.
Yeah. I mean, and then obviously Jackson Dart's got some concussion issues. But either way, I think the Giants are going to get it done. And it's not because they're so good. I think Washington is going to be so bad.
I'm taking Washington.
Yeah.
Vegas at Philadelphia. Give me Philadelphia.
Yeah, Philadelphia. Vegas can't beat anybody. I think they'll probably be the worst team in the NFL. I think the Saints and them will be fighting for that bottom.
And the Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the Saints already have 4 wins, and there's a bunch of teams with 3 wins. So I think we're looking like 6th or 7th pick, and it's not good.
Yeah, you're not happy about that. Like you'd rather them go ahead and just tank the season.
Lay down. Well, at least shows like Shook, or however you pronounce it, Noke. That's weird.
Yeah.
How they pronounce that name. But anyway, at least he's developing a little bit.
Yeah.
I still don't think I think Taysom Hill is just as good a reliable opportunity at quarterback than this guy.
Yeah.
Jets at Jacksonville. Give me Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville. Sunshine and the boys are really playing good. I think they're going to be in the driver's seat when it comes to the playoffs. I think they're going to do really good. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. With the way that they are playing and the way Liam Cohen's got him going, Jacksonville, it's pretty tough to play over there. You know, and you're going to have some weather. There could be a possible rain. I'm talking about rain in Florida, and it matters, you know, when you're not in a dome. That's the whole deal. So, I mean, it won't be cold. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to be freezing.
No snow,
yeah, nothing like that. But it's going to be cold and rainy, and those type of things do dictate ball games.
I don't know if you got to see JMU and them throwing snowballs on.
Yeah.
That was pretty interesting.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Troy should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah. Arizona at Houston Texans. Give me Texans.
Yeah, the Texans. Why? Why would you pick the Texans?
Well, okay, so Stroud and they're just playing better. Arizona's horrible. They really
are.
Bad.
It's the defense.
Yeah.
Houston's defense is probably top 5 defense in the country or in the National Football League right now.
A few weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, when they upset somebody on Thursday night, I was like, wow.
Yeah, the Cowboys.
It was a Cowboy. No, was it?
Yeah. Will Anderson Jr., the Terminator, just wreaked havoc. Yeah. And where did he play?
Alabama.
Yeah, thank you.
Packers at Broncos. Can you believe the 11-2 Broncos are not favored at home?
Yeah, I can.
Give me Packers.
Yeah, me too. The Packers. You don't know why? Because the Broncos, they're just winning. They're just playing good enough to win.
Yep.
And, you know, this again leads us to the question. Bo Nix, he's not great.
No.
But he's smart. And he does do some good things. Yeah. And could it be because of how long he stayed in college? And he got developed.
Yeah, his dad's a coach.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, with having to, you know, we talked about it at length yesterday about Phillip Rivers coming in at 44 years old, and there's nobody else around, nobody's available. Where's Gardner Minshew when you need him? You know what I mean? Like, where are these guys?
Fitzgerald.
Right. So where are they? And you don't have those guys. And it's just like, you turn around and where's Trey Lance? You know, where are these guys? Where's Teddy Bridgewater?
They're all into contract.
Tyrod Taylor. Where are they? What are they doing?
Yeah.
You know, so those guys have always been backups, and you know, you just wonder. You see all these guys that look so good in college, and you're just like, wow, it doesn't translate. It just doesn't. As much as they've made the college game look like the NFL, it is definitely not the NFL.
No, it's not. You're right. 100%.
Yeah.
EJ Manuel.
Yeah. Where are they? Yeah. They're gone.
Some of them come back. Chad Pennington, Geno Smith. They come back and they do something somewhere else.
Yeah, but either way, let's go.
Detroit at the Rams. I'm gonna take the Rams.
Wow.
And this is the highest over/under of the week, 55.5 points.
Well, you know what? I'm going the Lions on this one. I think that they've got to turn it around. I don't know if Dan Campbell calling the plays is what they needed, but I do believe that they'll get it turned around. I think they'll get it. They'll right the ship, and you know why? Because they can run the football.
Oh,
and
God.
That's the deal. If you can run the football in
you
the
were
NFL,
talking about Gibbs, and I said, well, Montgomery too. If you get 70 yards, or 60 yards, and he did it.
They're probably the best 1-2 punch in the National Football League.
They absolutely are. Yeah. I'm not even sure if I remember how, we've had a 1-2 punch like this before.
It's been a while.
It's been more than a decade.
Yeah, but either way, that's who I got.
Carolina at the Saints. Give me Carolina.
Yeah.
Nah.
Why wouldn't you just step out and say New Orleans is going to have a 2-game winning streak instead of no?
Because they're not.
Okay. Carolina.
And they're at home.
Yeah. Carolina, let's just say it. Bryce Young, as small as he looked, and as they benched him a couple of times to get him refocused and all, the guy is playing good football. Mm-hmm. He really is, and I'm just surprised. I wasn't a big fan of Bryce Young because he was just so little, and he just looked like they talked about him looking like Steph Curry out there playing, and I was just like, but I'm just not feeling it.
I'm gonna make a prediction. This game's going into overtime.
Really? Okay, we'll see.
Tennessee at San Francisco is definitely not going to overtime. Give me San Fran.
Yeah. Will we see Mac Jones in that game because they're going to have such a high score?
No.
Okay. San Francisco is going to win that one.
Indianapolis is Seattle?
Yeah, they're playing Seattle. Yes.
2 surprise teams.
Yeah.
Give me Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle's going to win this one. The question of this game is, are we going to see Phillip Rivers play down in this game?
Wow.
Are you going to make the prediction? Is he playing?
No, he's not going to play.
Bone Crusher, you think Phillip Rivers is going to play?
I thought he was just on the practice squad.
Well, they're going to let him practice this week, and they're going to see whether or not it works out. Because their other opportunity is Brett Rippon, and he's been their practice squad guy. Because Riley Leonard is hurt, which is the guy that started last week, or played last week for him. Mm-hmm. So either way, and Riley Leonard, just so you know, he's from Fairhope, Alabama.
Oh.
But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, we found that out yesterday, huh?
I've been knowing it.
Huh?
I've been knowing it.
Yeah. Well, he played at Duke and Notre Dame, right?
Yeah.
Got Minnesota at Dallas. This has remnants of that Randy Moss game where he blew up.
No, there's no Randy Moss playing this game. No. It's going to be Dallas. Yes, give me Dallas.
Okay, here goes my team, man. You ready?
Yeah.
Them Dolphins are going to Pittsburgh. Oof. And guess what they're going to do? Complain about the cold weather. They're going to lose.
Well, you know what? Aaron Rodgers and those guys are looking pretty good.
Yeah.
So either way, and don't forget, we had the person earlier on the Red 70s phone line text in that Mike Tomlin is going to be the name that you look at to go to Michigan. If that is the case, is Mike Tomlin going to not be prepared and have those guys not playing good? Because Tua and those guys are on a winning streak. They're winning football games, and they won a game in the cold last week. So give me the Steelers.
Yeah.
I don't have any confidence in the Dolphins. I just don't.
No.
I used to at the beginning, but I don't anymore.
This team's on a 4-game win streak.
Yeah, I know. Crazy. That's it. We've had a great show today. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, tomorrow we've got some awesome stuff going to happen. Have a great night, everybody. Be careful, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Line play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey,